Well, anyway, it's not government policy, but there is still an awful lot of bureaucracy and people trying to avoid work. Things are improving with competition. Yeah, things are really improving because you know, the insurance company has already lost 25% of the business.
How much?
25? Yeah. And
We're going to lose more after today.
what about it?
We're going to lose more after today.
Question on that. Has the actual pie increased? You know, so you're saying they lost 25%. There's a chance that maybe the actual,
How do you measure pie?
well, the amount of money that's in premiums.
Brokers. We measure pie by premiums.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
But premiums with the competition, they've gone way down. So, I assume that more people are going to buy insurance because the premiums have gone down and there's competition to the much hated INS. But we don't know. Sort of, yes.
Are those premiums regulated by the government?
The government, the Supremacy, gives the insurance companies certain ranges. You can quote for auto insurance between this and that. So long as your reserves as an insurance company don't go down beyond a certain level, and the policies have to be, should we say, they have to cover costs.
So, but those, this and that are regulated by the government?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
I got that 45% in the discount. Did the discount come because I was a safe driver or because of competition?
Competition. The discount for safe drivers used to be at 30% after 6 years. Okay? And now, if you're a safe driver, you get 45% and you get it right away. So that's back to competition. Yes, sir.
I'm new to Costa Rica as a resident for about a year.
I'm not hearing you.
I'm new to Costa Rica as a resident for about a year.
Yep.
But my insurance is with INS, and my car insurance went down 30% after 1 year because they said I was supposed to drive. Also, I got insurance to take my car to Panama, and they charged me a premium for 2 weeks out of the country in Panama when I came back. When I came back, they now tell me in the future I do not have to pay extra insurance to go to Panama or Nicaragua or anyplace else. If it's less than 30 days, it's included in whatever I'm paying at my reduced safe driver rate after a year of driving. So is that a result of competition because other insurance companies are offering different benefits, or?
That's a very hard question to answer because, as far as I know, they shouldn't have charged you a premium, extra premium that they would have got now. Yes. The next point is the commercial vehicles that are going to other countries routinely. So they shouldn't have charged you the extra.
They do though. Nicaragua, Nicaragua would pay $14 every time we go up there.
Yeah.
For insurance.
So in that Nicaragua, that's Nicaragua.
I don't know what to say, but as far as I know, I believe your Costa Rican auto insurance policy is good for all Central America, from the Guatemalan-Mexican border to the Panama-Colombian border. For sporadic visits, not so much. Yes?
Are we still speaking about automobile insurance or the same rules apply to property insurance?
I'm now dealing with generalities. When it comes to auto insurance specifically in a few moments. Yes, Mike?
Can I make a comment to the group?
Yep.
Okay. This is for the EMA students here, okay? When this is all pretty new for you in terms of the opening of markets that were once just completely monopolized by the government, okay? The real thing which would be interesting for you to talk about in your class is public versus private services. And when a market's opened up, it can change things dramatically. For instance, the quality of service can get better. Employees can become more motivated to perform. These are some of the things that can happen. And when David talks about bureaucracy, by the way, that is not Costa Rica, that's bureaucracy anywhere, okay? In the United States, we have a lot of government organizations where people are not motivated to work hard, okay? So it's not, you know, an insult to Chicos in any way, okay? It's really more about bureaucracy. So for you guys, it's kind of interesting to see the kind of change that this dynamic can make. And I know, we all know how heavily this was debated. You know, the fact that it actually was put up as a referendum in this country and people voted on it is something that wouldn't have happened in the United States, really, for the most part. That by itself is amazing for those reasons.
Thanks, Mike. Mike is absolutely right. Bureaucracy, wherever you go in Latin America, it's terrible. I'm Latin American.
Try going to the Department of Motor Vehicles in the United States. Forget it.
Well, I'll give you an anecdote. To form a brokerage, as well as wanting to know what my grandmother had for breakfast, they wanted a police report on me. Okay? Now, I was born in Uruguay, in South America. I presented a police report from here, because I've been living here 30 plus years. And they said, oh no, this has to be from your country of birth. So I had to go to Montevideo. And it took me 2 days of bureaucracy to renew my Uruguayan citizenship and get my police report. I got back, it was fine. Now, my wife is American, from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And she also was a shareholder of the budding brokerage. We need a police report. Okay. We couldn't get it. Okay? If we take the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, 1 month to issue it, and then it had to be delivered personally to the subject, and then it had to be consularized by the Costa Rican consul, and then the signature of the consul had to be verified by the State Department. We couldn't do it. Okay? So this is Latin American bureaucracy against US bureaucracy, and I'm not speaking about the US.
Excuse me, I know you're trying to get on with it, but just one quick aside. How, I went through the thing with INS, the drug laundering thing. I had to give them my banking information in order to purchase an insurance policy for my home. And you know, I've been living here a number of years, so I'm used to what most of us consider these invasions of privacy, and I tolerate it as this is not my country. But please explain to me how the act of purchasing a home insurance policy could constitute money laundering.
We don't know.
You don't either. Okay.
Let me touch on the money laundering basically, because it's important that you know what's happening anyway, not why, because I don't know.
Does everybody with Nina know what money laundering is? If you know what money laundering is, raise your hand. All right.
Basically, the drugs industry works on a cash basis. Okay? The drug dealers are moving large amounts of cash, but at some point in the whole thing, they have to make this money look legal. So, to launder money, typically they will buy something or invest in something with cash, and then, should we say, they buy a CD and pay cash at the bank. And then when the CD expires, the bank gives them a check. That money is laundered. Okay? So, law number 8204 against money laundering demands that financial institutions complete a form called Conozca su cliente. It's know your client in English, and I know it's done in foreign countries. in excess, of $10,000 or more has to complete this information and back it up. Okay. Now that's fine for a bank, but I don't know how you can launder money through insurance companies. But the law says financial institutions must. Okay? Now insurance companies are financial institutions. I know. If I know how you can launder money through insurance, but insurance companies are financial institutions, so we've got to toe the line. And then we come to the other thing. The law says transactions of $10,000 or more. So if you're going to insure your car and pay 45,000 coronas, that's way below $10,000. Okay? But the insurance company says, okay, so the superintendent says, that you may be only paying $45,000 to insure your car, but if your car, something happens to it, and it's destroyed, they're going to pay you probably more than $10,000, so the value of the transaction is irrelevant. They want this form filled out for every insurance policy. And I'm going to cry on your shoulders. 5 years ago, to insure a car, it was 2 pieces of paper, and now it's 18. That's bureaucracy. Okay, and the gentleman is remarking on that they want banking information. That's part of it. And we're very sorry. We are victims as much as you. But if we don't give the insurance companies the mosca sul cliente, your client form, along with proof of income and proof of domicile, etc., etc., they don't accept papers over the counter, and they will not issue a policy. So we've got to bite the bullet and do what they say. We are hoping that they will relax this once they find their feet. But for the moment, that's what we've got to do. Okay, I'm going to move on to auto insurance. Okay. There is obligatory, mandatory auto insurance on every car that is on the road in Costa Rica. The premium is paid painlessly every December when you pay your road tax. If you read the receipt in there, there's some element of the obligatory auto insurance. It's called in Spanish SOA, Seguro Obligatorio de Automóviles. And the premium is quite cheap. It's about 5,000–6,000 coronas a year. And as the low premium seems to imply, what you get for 5,000 or 6,000 coronas a year is low insurance. What you actually get with the SOA is a tiny bit of medical coverage for people who are injured in an accident. No fault. So if you run over a pedestrian, you break his leg, SOA will pay. If you hit a cyclist, etc., and break both legs, SOA will pay. But if you hit a cyclist and break his head, SOA will probably run out. And so it's advisable to have supplementary auto insurance, at least for liability. The insurance company, in this case, it's the notorious INS that underwrites the SOA. INS doesn't pay out on SOA. They have very good advanced clinics, and they care for people who are insured in accidents. So that's the SOA. So it's advisable to have additional coverage, which is entirely optional. And even though it makes good sense to have at least liability,